Okay, everyone. First, let me introduce myself. I am Ajoke Makanjola. I run a non-governmental organization that seeks to address rape in Nigeria. This is my colleague Ochaya. She will be in charge of principal photography and we will be working together for this shoot. Because we are heavy on visuals, I choose film as my method of activism. Today, we will be reading some of the reports we got telling us why the people we work with didn't report their sexual abuse and rape. We brought you in as actors to read them as if you were the ones who were abused. We want to evoke strong emotions so that survivors of rape will be encouraged to be more open about the crimes against them, and also so that more perpetrators can be punished. Are we good? Yes. Okay then, I'm sure you've crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's in the office, right? Here are the cards you will be reading from. Now, while it is okay to read, we will prefer that most of you own the lines. All right? I'll give you 5 minutes to digest them and we are good to go.
Okay, people, let's start. I like to think myself a one-take kind of director. Pretty please, let's all bring our best so we can finish on time and go home. Okay?
Yes.
Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Action.
The reason I did not report my rape was because my friends said I should have been glad, as it was every boy's dream. My rapist was my maid. I was 11 years old, and she was 15.
Mr. Alsaz, is this funny to you?
I'm sorry, but yes, boys can be raped, especially not by their nannies. Plus, I can be sure she didn't force him, and that he enjoyed it. Like he said, basically he was living the dream.
So by your reasoning, boys can't be raped? Is there anybody else who agrees with him?
Well, you were wrong. Rape isn't always forceful or violent, as you will see. In fact, as soon as a no is uttered, or consent revoked, or a subtle force is used, anything thereafter is rape. But don't take my word for it. If the case was reversed and an 11-year-old was raped by her 15-year-old male nanny, would you consider it rape? Don't answer that. You know what? Let us switch this order. Mic the actors for priest and hijab. We will finish yours later. Hopefully, you can bring your acting skills and make it believable when next you are up.
See, just take it easy. Calm down. You know, this is why we are shooting this film.
But this is so infuriating. How is this funny to them? How?
It's not. But see, just calm down. Breathe. Let's roll. Action.
I didn't report my rape because hijabis aren't supposed to be raped. Our modesty meant that men wouldn't look at us longingly and we would not cause them to sin. I used to wear the long hijab. That didn't stop my best friend brother from raping me when I was in their home. Even my friend didn't believe me.
Perfect. That was good. Really good. Now, Emeka, your turn.
I didn't catch that.
I said I can't read this.
Why?
I just can't! Okay? Please, change this. I'm willing to read something else, just not this.
Do I look like I'm here to joke? We are spending so much money trying to get today going and you're telling me this? What the hell is this?
I can't read this. Because it is true. Okay? I am this person. I am the one who was raped by my priest. I am the one who couldn't tell my parents or anybody else for that matter. Because he was a priest. Sworn to celibacy. I mean, revered in our community. Change this person's name and you have me. Me.
Okay, erase that footage and stop rolling. Let me approach this another way. Show of hands, how many of you have been sexually abused? It doesn't have to be forceful. Maybe a hand that tapped your butt, a lecturer that won't pass you, or a friend that kept having sex even when you said you were no longer interested. Okay, let me just state that this is a safe space. Nothing you say here will go out of this room. The cameras are off, so humor me. And did you report it? Honestly, it isn't unexpected. There are millions of people like you. People who do not report their rape cases because of a myriad of reasons. There is one cross-cutting reason though. That is what this film hopes to show in the end. And this is why I need your help putting their voices out there. So please, let us all just take a deep breath and start again. Please.
He was my father. And he blamed it on my mother dying. Everyone said I looked exactly like my mother. And so he excused the abuse of my body for 10 years. Until I ran away from home. According to the laws of Nigeria, there is no rape in marriage. My husband is a lawyer, and he knows all the laws.
My aunt, she would call me into her room when she's naked. Tell me to put my fingers in her vagina. When I refuse, she would remind me that that she's the one paying for my school fees. I end up having sex with her.
In my case, it was my uncle. When my aunt found out, she beat the hell out of me for trying to snatch her husband.
We had been dating for almost a year. I insisted we wait to have sex. He would try and try and I refused. One day, he got drunk and forced me to have sex. He said it was the alcohol's fault. My mother asked me what to do to his house in the first place.
I actually reported mine after it happened. The doctor looked at me and, without saying a word, I know she didn't believe me. What shocked me was that mid-examination of my bruised vagina, she blurted out, "So they can rape an ugly girl like this? Now wow." Well, I guess ugly girls can't get raped.
We were on a night bus from Lagos to Abuja when we were stopped by armed robbers. After they had taken everything, they proceeded to rape all the girls on the bus. The police officer that later arrived at the scene said, "Hey, that's what robbers they do."
The story was, we ran a train on her. What they didn't say was that they followed me from school, catcalled, harassed me, and when I wouldn't respond, they proceeded to attack me, tearing off my uniform, and taking turns with me. The worst part was, they took pictures and then uploaded on social media.
Ours were the soldiers sent to guard us after the insurgents ran through our camp, leaving mayhem and death. On one side, it was the administrators at the IDP camp, then the soldiers. And although NGOs came to help us, some of their men also raped us.
I wanted to be the counselor of my local government. And I knew my political godfather was into guys. In fact, I had helped him procure boys who also played that part. Until one day he told me he wanted me instead. You know what? And he had me. And all he knows. All the knows. Didn't matter.
this is good so far. So let's all take 5 minutes to stretch, okay? We'll be back in a bit.
If it's okay by you, I would like to go on next.
Some of these stories are really depressing. I feel horrible talking about them. Imagine what the victims are feeling.
Dear, I am a victim. No, the appropriate word is survivor. And I can tell you for a fact that these stories are as bad as they sound. No, in fact, they're worse.
Hey.
Thank you for not making it a pity party thing earlier. Really, I'm not sure I've been able to take it. And I'm sorry for being weak there.
Nah, you weren't weak. I was glad you opened up. If you ever need to talk, I am a phone call away.
Thank you.
Alright? See you inside.
Alright, people, let's begin again. Mr. Osman, Mr. Osas, you're up. Action.
The reason I did not report my rape was because my friend said I should have been glad, as it was everybody's dream. My rapist was my maid. I was 11 years old and she was 15.
I'm a big guy. Could have fought back. In all honesty, I could have beaten the brakes off him. But if I had done that, I would have been the one to go to jail. After all, he was my superior in the army.
We had just become friends. I went visiting. He asked to have sex. I said no. He locked me in and proceeded to have sex with me anyway. And he was done. He apologized and said it was the devil.
I didn't know it had happened until the day afterwards. I was in the club, having a good time, when this upcoming celebrity brought me a drink. I was flattered by the attention, and it wasn't until the next day when I also saw that I realized the date rape drug had been used to spike my drink.
He was my boss. He would touch my breast and my butt at my desk. One day, I walked into his office and I saw him masturbating. He asked me to bend over so that he could fuck me. I said no. He reminded me how he could kick me out of a job at any time. The 50,000 naira was important to me. My family was too poor.
My chemistry lecturer. Everyone knew he was a rapist. He even had a speck of girls he would rape every year. In my 200 level, he was into dark-skinned girls. I guess I was his type. The school looked the other way.
Unlike the last person, I was a child and he was my teacher. When I say child, I mean between the ages of 2 and 3. I tweeted about it and people attacked me. Said I couldn't possibly remember what happened when I was 2. And such, I must be lying. And oh, he's now the headmaster of my primary school.
I work as a marketer in a bank. I was given targets I couldn't keep up with. So I went to a business mogul to ask for his help. He offered 5 million naira if, and only if, I let him violently rape me. Anally. I said no, but that was not enough. He got 2 of his security guards to pin me down and did it anyway. He kept his promise though. And my branch manager was happy.
Is this the last set?
Yes, it is.
Alright. Wow. We've made good time. Let's go. Next set.
He was a next door neighbor. My parents asked him to babysit my brother and I. When they came home, it was to him atop me, hands over my mouth as I cried. My father beat him senseless, but didn't report it. If the news got out, who would marry me?
Mine. I was returning from work when it started to rain. I was close to the house when someone cut my breast from behind. I was muscled and raped. The patter of the rain drowned all my tears, all my cries for help. And yes, I reported it. The doctor and the police, they said the same thing. Why was I returning home at night? I wanted to be attacked, right?
Okay, before we call it a wrap, we have one more take. Natasha, please have a seat. We are ready when you are.
I am ready.
Roll camera. Action.
Hi, I am Natasha. And unlike these actors, I am a survivor of rape. Most people think that rape is usually done by total strangers. But out of these 24 stories, only a handful were by strangers. Rape is usually committed by those who are closest to us, just like mine was. And why didn't I report it? Simple. Because of you. Because you won't believe me. Because you will poke holes in my story. You will undermine my pain. You. Because of you. Maybe, just maybe, if you listen to us. Maybe if you would give us the benefit of doubt. Maybe we rape survivors will be able to report our story.